Well, I think I'd like to congratulate China on the enormous progress that it's made since the founding of the People's Republic. My time in China, there were no foreigners present. There are now, I think, over 1 million. There were no foreign students in Chinese universities. Chinese were not studying abroad. Chinese didn't have passports. They couldn't travel. There were no luxury goods. In the winter, the only edible item was Chinese-style cabbage, which people wrapped up in great bundles and stuck on the terraces of their apartments in the cold weather, kept through the winter. It was a very isolated, backward place. That is not a description of today's China. China is connected everywhere. It's present everywhere. Chinese tourists are the biggest spenders internationally. So-called STEM workers, workers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics in China, now make up 1/4 of the total world population of those kinds of people. 8 times as many as the United States. China is graduating 2 million STEM workers every year. And China, which was, of course, historically the originator of a great many basic technologies in civilization, is now once again resuming that role. The Belt and Road Initiative reflects a very clear understanding of the nature of economic statecraft and economic power. It's mostly an attractive force. Americans tend to think of it in coercive terms, sanctions, for example. But it's most effective when it brings two sides together. You have in Chinese the expression "hu tong you wu" to describe a trade relationship. That's exactly right. I see it as a very far-sighted initiative. Community of shared interests idea is a good one. We need a new idea. The world is changing. It's becoming more multipolar. There are new power centers. In many ways, the center is devolving authority to regional level. So the idea of taking this changed geopolitical order and reorganizing it, reinventing it on the basis of cooperation is a very positive concept in other countries and among other countries. So I see it as a very far-sighted initiative, which it may have had an origin in a short-term condition, which is surplus production in some key products like cement or steel or aluminum. But it's a very creative use of that surplus to provide a public good, not just to China, but to everyone else. The community of shared interests idea is a good one. We need a new idea. The world that emerged from World War II, of course, initially it was divided between a Soviet and an American sphere of influence. That's gone. The idea of a unilateral American sphere of influence, no longer an empty chair there for the Americans once we come to our senses.